Hello, I'm very thin today. I can make it even worse. Ready? Is that good? Okay, so so I'm gonna read the post or the story by Skullgaming, aka Xanth, a close friend. Anyway, he wanted me to read this, so I'm gonna read these stories. So they're very long, and there is a bunch of them. So I'm probably gonna do like three parts. Like I'll do two each time. Oh look, guys. This is this is very cool. Oh. Anyway, so we're gonna do this one and this one if you have time. Okay. I suck at reading. I'm probably dyslexic, so we're just gonna pretend like I'm good. Okay. I didn't mean to find it. It was an old, dusty VHS tape, shoved behind a stack of forgotten movies in a thrift store bin. The label was blank, with just a smear of faded white that almost made it look like a mistake, like it had been discarded. But something about it caught my eye. I don't know why. I just picked it up. Maybe it was the way the plastic felt in my hand or the strange weight it had. It didn't belong in the pile. That was very clear. I got home that night after a couple of beers at the bar and some aimless wandering. I wasn't even sure why I still had a working VCR. It was the last rock of my childhood, really. An old piece of junk I kept around for nostalgia, if anything. For funnies. For funnies, I'm doing this. I'm making it worse. Alright. Was I? Oh, right here. The tape slid into the machine with a low click, and I settled back into the couch, feeling an odd sense of anticipation, even though I couldn't explain why. I pressed play. The screen flickered for a moment before the grainy image of a room appeared. It was small, dimly lit, with peeling wallpaper and a faded floral pattern on the carpet. There was sitting, a figure, sitting in the corner of the room, almost hidden in the shadows. The figure was wearing a dark hoodie, its face obscured by the hood. The whole scene felt unsettling, but it wasn't until the figure began to move. I'm dyslexic. The move that I started to feel wrong. I stood up slowly. Its movements jerky, unnatural, like it was being manipulated by strings. I'm trying to picture that in my head. Like, I wanted to turn it off, but something kept me glued to the screen. The figure crept towards the camera. I could feel its eyes, even though I couldn't see its face. The sound on the tape was faint, static buzzing in the background, but there was something else too. A bearable, uh, bearable audio whisper. Oh, it leaned in, straining to hear it. Then it happened. The figure lunged at the camera. The screen went black for a split second. I jumped, heart racing, but the figure flickered back to life. Now the figure was much closer. It was in the foreground, like my God's outline, just inches from the lens. I froze. It wasn't a hoodie or the posture, it was something else. Its skin was wrong, pale and stretched too tight over the bones. I'm getting skin. I don't like that. Like, I'm okay with horror. I don't like body horror. That's scary. Oh, uh, uh, uh. That's definitely not good. Hell, empty owls. I get. All the eyes are all empty. Okay. I was gonna do an animation of this, but I don't want nightmares. Like, I genuinely don't want nightmares. And then the whispering came louder this time. It was directly speaking into my ear. You shouldn't have watched this. You really shouldn't have watched this. I shot up from the couch, my breath catching in my throat. The tape kept playing even though there was no longer touching the VCR. I ran to it, yanked the tape out, and hurled it across the room, but it didn't stop. The image was burned into my mind at the blank screen. I stared at the big screen waiting for it to end, but it didn't. The whisper turned to frantic shouting, unintelligible now, from my own heartbeat thumping. louder and louder and louder and louder until there was a knock at the door. I froze. There was no one to visit me at this hour. The knock came again, sharp, insistent. I didn't know what to do. I wasn't sure if I should answer. Should I just hide, lock myself in the bathroom, call the cops? I don't even know if the knocking was real. Then, through the crack of the door, I saw it. A shadow, standing motionless in the hallway. The same figure from the tape. Only this time, I could see it clearly in the light. His face was a twisted mockery of a human, like it had once been something, but wasn't anymore. I could hear its breath rapidly through the door. Those whispers starting up again, but now it was clear. You're next. You're really next. I slammed the door shut, heart pounding in my throat, and I could feel its presence on the side, darkness pressing through. Whispers became frantic, pounding the door louder as it was trying to break through. VCR still running in the room was playing on its own, fast forwarding the footage I couldn't see, but whispers were unmistakable. I backed away from the door, and then I heard something else. Wait, what? A sound that hadn't been noticed before. A soft click followed by a scrape. The tape was back in the VCR, and this time I could hear it clearly. You shouldn't have found me. Then the door handle twisted. Okay. Great at the camera for a minute. I'm being serious for a second. Still really stretched. I hate that because two things, right? It implies it's like the ring thing where they open the door, the thing comes out of the tape, but the tape keeps going. The tape runs out because the tape. It's weird because tape on the tape. Normally, when the tape runs out on a VCR, because I used to have one of these, when the tape runs out, it doesn't reset. It just keeps going. It just keeps going empty spots. When it said it ran out, which means that the video or the tape, it shouldn't have been playing anything. It should have been static or like an error message. It shouldn't have been anything. So the fact it kept going is what got me chills because, like, you know, if you weren't alive before the 80s, I wasn't alive in the 80s, but I love old tech, so I have one of those. So it's weird because that doesn't make sense at all. Like it shouldn't. And don't get me started on the person. That's scary because I hate body horror. Like it's like when your arm like contorts or like something disturbing. Like I love making it. I hate watching it. But yeah. Okay, so should we do two? And I could do all of them, but actually these are short. These are kind of short. Oh, you can't even see this. This is so stupid. Dumb. So the Forgotten Show. Okay. Some water. In the late 1970s, an abandoned television studio. I'm dyslexic. Abandoned television studios that nestled on the front outskirts of a small town, untouched for decades. The building was once a home to a children's show called Prinebrook Playhouse. Is this the same as Eddie's? Because I don't remember this. Is this based on... Like, is it based on, like, the story that we've given? Is like this... Because I know it was Anthony Freebags are, like, best friends, so maybe he let him do this. Yeah, I have, like, 2 cups. I don't know if it's canon, though. But this is interesting. Which only aired a handful of episodes before its mysterious cancellation. The still bizarre attraction was a group of animatronic characters, brightly covered, oversized figurines that would sing songs and play games with children. The story was known for its strange, eerie undertones, but no one could understand why it was abruptly pulled off the air. Years passed, but the rumors began to swirl at the studio. People whispered that they heard strange sounds in the night, creaking of metal, whisperings coming from the decaying cassette, and the faint melodies of the Prinebrook Playhouse theme song. Some claimed the animatronics still moved, but no one dared venture close enough to confirm it. That is, until the night, a group of urban explorers, driven by curiosity and the allure of the abandoned, decided to enter the studio. They were eager to capture footage of the decrepit building and uncover the mysteries that had plagued the town for so long. Armed with cameras and flashlights, they slipped inside. The studios were dark and cold, with dust floating in the air. And the faint smell of decay lingered. As they ventured deeper, they found the remnants of a set. Oh, my voice in that. The colorful walls peeling, broken chairs scattered across the floor, a large stage where the animatronics once performed. What caught their attention most was a single working television, still broadcasting static on the broken screen, as though it had been left on for years. Suddenly, the lights flickered. The animatronic's breath caught in their throats. It turned around to the stage where the animatronics stood. Just as they had in the show, the characters' eyes, once fixed in a friendly stare, now appeared lifeless and empty, their heads slightly tilted in a disturbing, unnatural way. One of the explorers, Jenna, took a step closer, her heart racing. They look too real, she whispered, her voice trembling, but it was too late to turn back. As she reached out and clicked, a loud click echoed through the room, followed by a sudden sound of mechanical whirring. The animatronics jerked to life. They began moving in slow and deliberate motions. Once cheery voices the cameras of the characters crackled from hidden speakers. Their voices, songs... I'm sorry guys. Their songs now distorted and warped, but instead of innocent tunes of children's songs, the words were dark, twisted, and
incomprehensible.
Incomprehensible. The figure's smiles grew wider, their eyes now glowing a faint, eerie red. Jenna screamed and backed away, but her friends had already scattered, panicked by the horrific sight. As they ran, they realized the building was no longer as remembered it. Hallways stretched in endless rooms, flickered before it between an empty past and just an unsettling present. The animatronics' distorted laughter echoed through the halls. One by one, the explorers vanished. Their screams were swallowed by the twisted labyrinth of the studio. The last footage cut by the camera showed only static, except for a brief glimpse of the animatronics standing over a lifeless figure, their heads tilted and eyes glowing brighter than before. The next morning, a search party was sent to find the missing group. They found nothing, only the abandoned studio, silent one more. But one of the officers left the building. The Primac Playhouse theme song faintly played from somewhere and typed inside the walls. A soft, distorted melody that no one could escape. To this day, the town's locals avoid the old studio, and the once vibrant Pine Brook Playhouse is nothing more than a chilling memory. But if you listen closely, on the certain nights, you might hear the faint sound of a child's laughter or mechanical whirring of the forgotten animatronics. Okay, so that was dark. Like, that was, like, really dark. Like, even for me, man. Should I do this? Pembroke assignment. I don't know if I should do that or not, because this is too much time. Sorry, guys. Alright, so I'll do that one later. Alright. I want to see how distorted I can make this. Alright, so that's it, guys. Like this. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. And if you didn't, I hate you. And if you did, I love you. I'm really tired if you didn't notice. Anyway, love y'all. See you guys later. Be happy. Positivity. Blah, 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 blah. Love y'all.